Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Thank you so much for your show of love. Thank you so much for all that you do for this community to keep growing. Hope you are well in all your ways, Your Majesties, and you are loving yourself and others like always. Today we are here for Israel. It's not news anymore. For the past 2-3 days, we've heard what has been happening around that region. All right. The reason why this very one is different is that Israel was caught unaware. They never expected that Hamas is going to have this whole coup planned against them. And yes, it's something that is worth talking about here. You remember when we were talking about these Hebrew Israelites who were in the land of Israel, this very Israel that is in trouble right now, they were asking the melanated Israelites to vacate, that they should leave, that land is not for them. And I know a lot of you were like, this, you're fighting for a land that is not even yours. You're kicking out people who should even be the originals of the land. And all those things were said. I said it's better that this melanated leave that very land because something is coming. And it was better they are off that land. I'm no prophet, but it's happening, Your Majesties. Many thanks to you all, my subscribers, for all your support. Many thanks to Mega Root Boy for the super thanks. Many thanks to Logic Before Emotions for the super thanks. Many thanks to TD for the super thanks. To all of you, my esteemed supporters, my anonymous supporters, my subscribers. You are always in my prayers, and I love you all, Your Majesties. All right. We were like, personally, I made a video and I said these people should leave because there is like the feeling like something is going to come. Something, I just had that in me, that something is coming. It's better you even leave them there. Not because you do not have the right to fight for the place, but because it's better you leave for safety. This very group who are there today and call themselves the Israelis were taken from different paths, and then they just jam-packed them in that land and just gave it a name, Israel. Prior to it being called Israel in 1948, that was around May 1948, it was a province in the Ottoman Empire for 500 years. Now, before it being a province under the Ottoman Empire, there were inhabitants, there were originals of that place. There were originals of that land. Now, when Jerusalem fell around 70 AD, this made the originals of that place to disperse. That gave opportunity for those who, for external bodies, those who were not originals, to inhabit the land. All right, to settle there and have children and have generations, and then they begin to lay claims to that land that it belongs to them. So this is how we started. So even the Ottoman Empire, who had control over that piece of land for 500 years, have control over that country for 500 years, it's originally not even their own. There were people that were there that were sent off. And then they took over for 500 years. And then later, after World War I, it was controlled by the United Kingdom and some other bodies who feel that they have control over people's life and have control over what is happening in the world. This land does not originally even belong to the Palestinians. And that's why the popular saying that says the real Israelites left black and they returned white. Because the ones that left black, all right, the ones that left melanated were the originals to that place prior to the Ottomans empire having upper hand over the land. I just hope that we understand that. And it do not belong to those who are there today and claim they are Israelites. You don't know. They call themselves Israelis. So these are bodies that are even struggling for a piece of land that is not even theirs. They shed the blood of the originals of that place. They kick them out, and they are laying claims to properties, to land that does not belong to them, and they are going far. And do you know why they are going far? You know, when we talk about things like this and we mention America, I hope you do not feel like it's just a hate for America that is making people talk. No. The havoc that America have done to the world, I don't know how their destruction will be like, Your Majesties. I don't know how the destruction of Babylon will be like. They have always been around different countries among different people, causing problem, shedding innocent blood. Now, the Israeli government are going to different lengths to wipe off even the Palestinians that were there before they came. They are doing everything that they can through the help of America. America has been their backbone. America have been their support.
Ambassador, I will say frankly, I'm one of the people who thinks you should be expelled from this country, and I believe that it's to do with the policies of your state. If I was Jewish and had never stepped foot in Israel, I could claim citizenship there tomorrow, but 6 million people whose origins are in what you now call Israel, who were forced out in 1947 or 48, do not have that right. Isn't that part of the reason why the Palestinians are in dispute with Israelis? Because you deny them the right to return to their homes and to their land and to their villages, and that they have a legitimate claim, even under international law, to return, but you deny them that right. Why do you deny them that right? And why do you give that right to other people who have no connection whatsoever with the land, whether you call it Israel or whether you call it Palestine? Why do you continue to seize land if you're serious about Oslo and the two-state solution, which under that agreement is land designated to be Palestinian land? 500,000 people, most of which has taken place since Oslo. You allow that to happen. Why do you allow it to happen? If you're serious about giving this land to the Palestinians, it's absolutely extraordinary. Are you not just taking us, Ambassador, for idiots? That you can say with a straight face, we're serious about peace, but while we're serious about peace, we're going to seize Palestinian land. And you expect the Palestinians to just sit back and do nothing about that. Now, you know what the Palestinian people have been asking for. Far less even than some people would ask for. Because I believe the whole apartheid system should be dismantled. But what they've asked for is to lift the siege of Gaza. Just to lift the siege of Gaza. Let them have an airport. Let them have ports. Let them not be dictated to by a government for whom they do not vote as to what can go in and out of their territories, whether they will have power, whether they will have clean water, whether they will have medicine. What makes you think you're allowed to have nuclear weapons and the fourth biggest army in the world and visit destruction on the people of Gaza, but they have no right to defend themselves? They have no territorial sovereignty over that land.
Could you ask questions, please?
How do you justify that?
Yeah. All right.
How do you justify those double standards? Very lastly, Ambassador, people like Bishop Tutu, Nelson Mandela, and I would certainly describe your state as a apartheid state, with different laws for people depending on their race or religion. For example, at checkpoints going into the West Bank, there's a channel if you're Israeli or European, and there's a channel if you're Arab. Just because you're Arab. If you came into Dáil Éireann and they stopped you and said, are you Jewish? Oh no, sir, you can't come in through the same entrance as Irish people or European people because you're Jewish. You would call that racism and apartheid. You practice that with your checkpoints and your military barriers and your apartheid wall. How can you justify it?
That is it, Your Majesty. Like someone would say that there was no Israel prior to 1948, as there was no America prior to 1776. Europe and America keep doing the most around the world, causing problems around countries among neighbors. Prior to this very attack against the Israelis, they also attacked these same Palestinians. But nobody heard of it. It was only Al Jazeera that took up the story. But now that they retaliated, the whole world is shaking because some people are threatening the Israelis, the so-called children of the Almighty. Because this is what the supremacists created. This is their baby. All right? Europe, America, those who control the world, birthed a baby called Israeli. They are the one funding them, feeding them. All they needed are provided by the supremacist. And they use this very group of people either to intimidate people or to just draw sympathy. These are the children of Yeshua. These are the Israelites. The Israelite that the Creator did this, the Almighty did that for. People are beginning to do this. And then all of us became emotional. I remember when, I remember there was a time that we'll be praying for Israel. Oh, these are children of the Almighty. Not knowing that we, the ones that are praying for some other people, are even the real ones. It's happened. They make us believe lies. They implant lies. They sent them away. They were black. They were melanated. But when they returned, they became white. What was the magic that was done? And all this happened right before our eyes, right before humanity. And nobody could ask a question up until now. Because it's recently people started questioning. It's not long ago. How will you just come tell us that these are the Israelites? When those who were there originally were even sent off. So they always like to play this game of sympathy, like drawing people to sympathize with them. And they're making people to only look at the Palestinians as the bad people. Oh, the Palestinians are evil. The Hamas terrorist group. They go around to do this, to do that. But the ones that the Israelis are doing, are they not doing any evil? Are they not doing any evil? And all this thing is a game, is a plan. The church is aware of this whole thing. You're going to know why in the next video. Those are world leaders. They have a hand in all these things. And those we look at as so pitiful people, they are so weak that others are the ones looking for their trouble. They're also involved in all this. By the time you begin to, it's not so difficult to decode all these things that is happening around. Sometimes it's not too difficult. You just have to think outside the box. But that's what they don't want. They always want us to remain within. And that's why we do not always have solutions to our problems. What do you think, Your Majesties? Leave your comment and thought there in the section. And I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others. Stay safe, stay positive. Always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.